Well, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Saturday. I would like to find out, I know that Harry wants to go to the UK to see his grandmother, and we also probably pretty aware that it's for financial gain. Doesn't want to be left out of the will. I did already ask once, so I kind of already know what's going on. So is Harry going to the UK strictly to make sure he stays in the will, his grandmother's will? Is he going out there strictly for financial gain to be kept in her will? Maybe. Is it because he wants to make sure he's still in it, but he cares about her? Does he still want to be in it, but yet he still cares deeply for her? Does he still care deeply for her or respect her? Okay, despite his actions, yeah. Is he feeling remorse over the way he's been behaving? Is he feeling remorse by the way he's been behaving? Is he feeling remorse? Maybe. Maybe. So maybe I'd say, he's kind of toying with it. It's not 100%. Is it just cognitive empathy? Is it just cognitive empathy but doesn't really feel it? Is it just strictly cognitive but doesn't feel it? Yes. Wow. Wow. Okay. Does Harry actually have true empathy? Does Harry actually have true empathy? Does Harry actually possess true empathy? Maybe. Maybe. So I would say he's very low on true empathy. Does he mainly just use cognitive empathy? Cognitive is when you don't truly feel what the other person's feeling, but you can try and understand where they're coming from. Is it just cognitive primarily? Yes. So he mainly just uses cognitive empathy with other people. So this goes in line with the covert narcissism that I've always been saying that he has, along with the borderline, which typically, mainly with the covert narcissist, they use cognitive empathy. Borderlines do feel tremendous emotional pain, so it would not be the borderline. So let's see. Is Harry a covert narcissist? Is Harry a covert narcissist? Is Harry a covert narcissist? Yes, he is. So there you go, folks. So yes, it's cognitive empathy. He can kind of understand how she's in mourning. And that's really the best you can get with those people, to be quite frank. If they use cognitive empathy, according to what I have read from these people, you should feel pretty lucky, because that's showing that they care about you as an individual in some level. You'll know when they don't use any cognitive empathy. They absolutely could care less if you drop dead, and it wouldn't faze them. They'll just go make a sandwich. So he does have cognitive empathy. He's trying to put himself somewhat in her shoes with her mourning phase, because she is still in mourning. So I want to get some cards on that, on Queen Elizabeth and her mourning. Queen Elizabeth and her mourning. How's she doing? How's she doing? So we know he's just in it for a little bit of benefit. He does care, even though he's been vile and horrible and really a 3 of Swords, heartache, sorrow, divide grandson, and been a total scourge, someone who works against you. He still has it deep in him. He's just not letting it surface right now because he's in the spell under Markle. You know, he's been under her control. So that's why the personality change, which is not unusual, you guys. It's just part of the process, unfortunately. He's lost himself, and he knows it. So let's get some cards here. How is Queen Elizabeth feeling? How's Queen Elizabeth feeling? How's Queen Elizabeth's energy? We have 5 of Cups. So it is 5 of Cups is sorrow, loss, and it is, yeah, she's hurting. She's emotionally going through a sorrow, a major sorrow right here. Let's get, what's her biggest challenge right now? What is her biggest challenge right now? What is her biggest challenge right now? Queen Elizabeth's biggest challenge. What is the biggest challenge possessing her right now that she's going through? What I have on the top of here is justice. Justice, cause and effect, making sure that people do it. There's the truth coming out, really. Using her intellect over her emotions right now, because she's so emotionally conflicted right now. She's got so much sorrow going on. It's hard for her to stay logical in the midst of her flood of emotions here. And then these other cards here, I'm going to pull these here. So this here would be the goal focus. The goal and focus would be I would say two of these here. We have here the Eight of Wands and the Magician. So the goal and focus would be to continue to make things happen, to make sure things go as planned with the Magician. She wants to make sure everybody does what they're supposed to do, taking vision into reality, being an expert at her field. But she is faced with the Eight of Wands. And with the Eight of Wands, we're looking at, love bombing and love arrows. So quick movement. Everything's happened very quickly. So that would be Harry coming in with the love bombing and realizing that quite possibly that could be that he's trying to make magic happen for himself. So this is sort of a position where she knows that could be his motivation. That's his goal and focus that she might be facing. That could be some coming in energy if he should come in to see her. That he's really going to love bomb her and try and get things to go his way. And her challenge is going to be to try and stay logical, not let her emotions overflood her because she had this recent loss of Philip, and to remain cause and effect, justice, truth coming out, using her intellect over her emotions. So her having to shut off that love faucet, like I've mentioned before, you only keep that love faucet on for people who are deserving of it. When people are playing you, you got to turn it way, way down because your emotions will be played against you. And she's aware of that because she's going to have a hard time shutting it off for Harry because he was a favorite at one point in time. So that's going to be super difficult for her. So let's get some more. This would be the fourth position. The fourth position is the distant past. Distant past. The distant past is Five of Swords, so more conflict. She realizes he was selfish. He took a risk and basically he roadblocked the family. He is now in a defeated position and he's winning. He's trying to win through deceit and he's trying to do a hostile takeover. As we know, it's a hostile takeover. So that is the distant past. I would say let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the fourth position. Sorry, getting a little blah. No, yes. 1, 2, 3. Fourth position, distant past. Yes. Sorry, I'm a little off today. Distant past, Seven of Pentacles. Well, with the Seven of Pentacles, that is to plan and cultivate. So she realizes he's coming in to change direction. This is a change of direction card. It's also the loss of a loved one card. And it's evaluating your options, taking stock. So he wants a change of directions. Should I keep doing what I'm doing also? Should I keep staying with Markle? And he realizes he removed himself. He's also realized he can lose her. This is a loss of a loved one, and you have got to change directions. He's got to plan and cultivate, and that is what basically this means. So there you go. And then the next position here I have is the sixth position. Yes, the sixth position is the future influence, which is the Nine of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse is isolation ends. He wants to come out of isolation. He's begging her to take him back in any way, shape, or form, back to him wanting to end this isolation. He's not at this position now where he's at a desperate last stand. That would be in the upright. In the upright, he's still going to be fighting them, in essence, and being more argumentative. So he's kind of ready to end the war, is what I'm getting here. And then the seventh position is the decision. The decision of Two of Swords for the two of them. They've got to decide what direction they're going to do. Partnership with the swords is there's been separation and they've got to choose. It's a timeout card. It also deals with a lot of denial and refusing to take off that blindfold. Typically in the Rider-Waite, it's that woman sitting there with the blindfold with the two swords. She has to take off her blindfold so that she can make a decision. So that she's not sitting and refusing to make a decision. It is also about trying to achieve balance, and it's also about going to new land. New land would be him coming home. He wants to leave California. He definitely wants to leave California. So that's the seventh position. That's the decision. He's telling her, I want to leave. We have the eighth position. We have the environmental factor that's affecting him is the High Priestess in reverse. High Priestess, there you go. High Priestess in reverse. So he knows that he's ready to reveal the hidden knowledge. He had a loss of his inner self. He totally lost who he was while he was with her. And he kept secrets. He's not willing to keep the secrets anymore. He's going to reveal what he knows to his grandmother. He's willing to start talking. Willing to start talking. He's going to take off the blindfolds. He wants to go to new land. Then we have here the ninth position, the inner emotions here. What we have here involving him with his grandmother is the Eight of Cups. So with the Eight of Cups, it's an action to overcome. It's a jealousy. All eights are jealousy. It's all about overcoming an action. So this overcoming this action, being a cup, is he's got these emotions to overcome for starters. And it is moving on, seeking and moving on. He wants to move on from where he has put himself, where he put her, where he's put the family, the self-sabotage that he created for himself. He's ready to move on from it. He's ready to start to make things right. He wants to take his wrongs and make it right before she goes. And the final outcome here, wow, King of Wands. My goodness, King of Wands. Straightforward, CEO, confident, very business. He wants this. She may handle him this way, to be very straightforward with him. And it is, bottom line, it comes down to business, because what he did, he was trying to tear everybody down. So she might handle him with this King of Wands energy here, is what I'm getting. And he is ready. He's ready to put things behind you guys. That's what all of this is saying. Under the surface, I have Five of Wands, which is harmony and having a breakthrough, peace, new opportunities, keeping your options open, and positive change. But it's in reverse. Ooh, it's in reverse. Uh-oh. So they may not do it because there's no harmony with the family. Five of Wands in reverse. So there's no harmony with the family. She may end up telling him no. And that is highlighting this entire thing, is she may say, you know what, we've got no harmony here. People are not energetic for you, Harry. There's no enthusiasm for you. So they're going to have to work out something that's going to work for her, work for them. Just because it's what he wants doesn't mean Harry gets what Harry wants, basically, with the Five of Wands in reverse. So that is basically retreating after failure. He's trying to fit in. He's trying to fit in, and he doesn't fit in anymore. That's what this is saying with this in this position. The family's not interested in you. You've created too many conflicts. Right here on the back here, in the reverse position, it's conflict. It's change and uncertainty. It's debate, battles, devil's advocate, stress, brainstorming. So they're going to have to brainstorm what they're going to do with them. She's going to have to brainstorm, because she's going to have to pull this justice out, this cause and effect on him. Sorry, you're going to have to pay the price. You're not going to be able to do what you want, and let's just dust it under the rug and let's pretend that you did nothing wrong. It's not going to be that easy for you. She'll say she loves him probably, but sorry, cause and effect. You know, the truth came out. We can try to have sunshine after the rain. We're going to use intellect over emotions here. We're going to try to take a wrong and make it right, but you've been dishonest, you've been unfair, and it is what it is, Harry. It is what it is. So she will still use the justice and clamp down on him. She's not going to go easy on him, because she has to take everybody else into consideration, and nobody's interested in him. People are at Five of Wands in reverse. Sorry, we cannot resolve this conflict. We don't have enthusiasm for Harry anymore. Nobody wants Harry. So we do know that. There's no ambition, no warmth or excitement for Harry in any way, shape, or form. So it's going to be difficult to find a place for him. And what can we do with you? I mean, what about Harry? It becomes, what about Harry? What are we going to do with Harry? That's where this ends up landing with this spread here. She's still sharp. She's still got it. Yeah, her body might be failing, but her mind is still sharp. There we go on that. So let's get some grief cards. This is a different deck. I've never pulled this out. It's not a favorite of mine. It's pretty flimsy, but anyways, it's about healing grief. So I want to pull some cards on that. Healing grief. How will they move forward? How will they move forward? Healing this grief that Harry caused and the grief that she's feeling from losing her life partner. Healing grief. Let's get some healing grief. Well, what do I have here? We have here understanding grief is what we pulled. There's different types of cards on here. Hope keeps suffering in check. There is hope for healing and more love in grief. So with her grief, she's actually feeling more love. She's actually feeling more love for Harry due to her grief through Philip. So she is going to show love to him. She realizes that suffering has to be kept in check. And so that's what she's going to do. But it's made her feel more loving towards the ones that are still on this earth plane and breathing, despite what they do. Doesn't change the fact, but she still has that love for them and concern. Because of loss. Loss brings more love. Here we go. Let's pull some energy cards on here. Queen Elizabeth and Harry coming in. We have here freedom. Freedom. He wants the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And that's what he's going to basically say. He was trying to create his own happiness. That's what he was trying to do. And, you know, didn't go well, though. He kind of went down the wrong path. But that's going to be part of his excuse. He's now going to try and say that he will show gratitude and find ways to show gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So he's going to start feeling more gratitude for what he walked away from, I feel. And then I have here at the bottom of the deck, failure. It's because he's been faced with failure. He knows he completely failed. He failed at trying to find freedom, and he did have that lack of gratitude, and now he's feeling more gratitude for what he had since he has failed. And he has failed his family. He has failed everybody, including himself. And he's also starting to feel like here, love in the center of the deck. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So he wants to feel love for his family. He wants to feel love for her. Yes, he still wants to be on the inheritance list, but I think he does have that cognitive empathy that he uses. He can understand it. If they have cognitive empathy and they only use cognitive empathy, a lot of narcissists and psychopaths, if we're at a 10 in empathy or an 8, they might be at a 1 or 2. They can just recognize it and feel it ever so slightly and just take that ever so slight and expand on it for the cognitive aspect, which is just putting yourself in another person's shoes, but you can't really feel it. But you're trying to understand their pain. So I think he's trying to understand the pain that she's in and trying to show his best side in that situation, I guess is the best way to put it. Just that's really all they can do. And that's really the best you can expect from them. It doesn't make it totally acceptable. It doesn't mean you have to keep those people in your life, but it's good to understand that that's the way it works. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, so Harry is just cognitive empathy at this point. It could be just really reduced because of the lifestyle he's in. Once he gets out of it, he can improve quite a bit. But I think while you're stuck in that, trauma bond, it's at a low. Plus depression. When someone's really at a rock bottom depression, it tends to lower, it can lower it too when a person's in a very deep depressed state of mind. And he's been in one for quite a while too. So that can lower someone's empathy for other people, and they just empathize for themselves but not for other people. So let's get some wisdom here on Harry. Wisdom here on Harry. Harry and grandmother, Queen Elizabeth. What's the wisdom? What's the wisdom that's going to be shared here? Oh, there we go. We've got here rigid. Things are going to be hard. It's going to be hard and rigid. And look, there's the crow, and she's got to use her wisdom. She's got to use everything she has because everything's rigid and it's dark. It's a dark situation she's going to have. It's not going to be easy. She's got rigid rules to go by too. She cannot, just because she's Queen Elizabeth doesn't mean she gets to have everything she wants. So here we go. And confidence. And she's going to try and keep the conversation in confidence and not spill the beans on what he has said. In the center of the deck, what do I have here? I have here choices. She's going to have to think about various choices and how she can help him or help the situation. But it's going to be very rigid, so there's going to be probably high boundaries, I would say. She's not going to be easy on him. She's going to use her wisdom, the crow wisdom, and it's going to be very rigid planning for him to see what kind of changes. And she's going to go by his actions, not his words. We're going to watch your actions. We're going to keep a close eye on your actions, and I'm going to keep this totally confidential, what's said in this room here between us, is how that reads. Let's get some more energy here. We have here the anger and chains. Yeah, she's going to have to talk to him about his anger and how it tied him down. You know, it really tied him. This is where he's always had his problems, was his anger management. He's just a boiling, he's a mad ginger is what he is. He's a mad ginger. And that is the mad ginger card for Harry, okay? The guy cannot control his anger. He is the strength in reverse, that lion card, you know, where she's opening up the jaws of the lion, but it's in reverse, inability to control himself. And he's weak. He's weak-minded, and his anger always blows out. They actually have a nickname for him. I don't recall what that nickname is, because I heard about it on Twitter, that they actually had a private nickname for Harry and his anger. He's had this his whole life, this anger. And this is why he ended up in this situation. This is why he was an easy target for Markle, because she was able to read this and then play on it. And that is why they're in this position. That's what they do. They look at someone's emotions, are able to read where their cracks are, what they need in life, and then they try and fulfill it. And that's what she did. She saw that the crack was his anger. So let's get some more on wisdom. Excuse me. This is this one is my Kipper. Here we go. Kipper. Thoughts, yes. And these were all his thoughts. His thoughts was thinking about her, you know, getting away because he was angry. So he thought she could probably be his rescue, get away from his anger. Yeah, and the pathway. She was the pathway to a lighter, brighter future for him, because he was so angry being within the family, and he didn't have the appreciation for what he was given. And so at the bottom of the deck was he wanted and needed a change out of his anger. He thought that would be the solution to his problems, and it was not. I'm sorry, the solution to the problems is within yourself. It's never through another individual or another human being. It resides within yourself. You don't even need forgiveness from someone else. You can forgive things for yourself. You don't even need an apology from someone else. You can heal yourself. These are lessons he needs to learn. Here we go. Let's get some more. Let's see what this has to say. Boom. Whoop. Here we go. We have the tree. It affected the entire family. Your behavior, your anger, those chains, thinking of another woman in order to escape and take such major drastic changes affected the entire family tree. It affected us it's going to be in the history books. It's going to be in the history books, right? So let's get a spirit animal in the situation. Spirit animal for Harry and Queen Elizabeth with this situation, sitting in the room when he does go. When he's able to make it there, if they will allow him in close enough, it will be probably a lot of people in the room that will have to be near, because they won't do anything without anybody nearby because of the way he is now. Here we go. We've got the moose in reverse. The moose. So the moose is engagement, boldness, commanding attention. So he's not the engagement, and the boldness is in reverse. So he's going to be weak. He's not going to be very engaging. He's not going to be commanding attention. So he's going to come in with his tail between his legs, or his horns between his legs, in essence. He's not going to be strong. He's not going to be a strong moose. He's going to be a weak moose. So I see him coming in as a weak individual. Let's get some energy on this. Here we go. That one wants out. There, we had that one the other day. The same card the other day, adjacent possibilities. Please give me some door. Open the door for me. I just need a door open. Any door. And he's weak. He's weakened. He's in a very weakened state of mind. So no surprises there. Let's find out what kind of, will they send him to Africa? I know Africa doesn't want him. Nobody wants him, really. So let's find out. Will they send him away to another country? Will they send him away to another country? Because that's really what people want. They don't want him there. What's going to happen with Harry? What kind of energy is going to be around this? Well, here we go. We've got devil in reverse, exploring dark thoughts. So they are going to be exploring dark thoughts that he cannot be trusted. He can never be trusted. He is the devil energy. He's someone he's got to break addictions, and it's also the divorce position. So he's got to get a divorce. He's got to break some addictions, and he's exploring his dark thoughts. So he is at a very dark place. That's why we got this moose in reverse. He's exploring his dark thoughts. He needs a change, and he needs it now. He needs it now. It's going to become life or death for him in essence. He's desperate. He's absolutely miserable. And we do have here two cards here. We have here the 8 of Wands in reverse. So there's no love arrows going his way. He doesn't get any love from Markle at home. There's no love in the home. He's exploring dark thoughts. And we have here the incubus succubus, which is the very jealous, controlling individual who's very negative, who has a gang mentality, who's very abusive, totally works against you and plays you. And there's no love within the home, and everything has happened very slowly over time. He is very weakened. He doesn't have any excitement or enthusiasm anymore. He's lost all enthusiasm for life, and he knows he's trapped with this parasite in essence, and he's exploring his dark thoughts, is what that's saying. Under the surface, scapegoat, overwhelmed. He feeling like she is now scapegoating him, blaming him for everything. It's all your fault, Harry. You have not done enough. So now he's being scapegoated by her is what he's saying, or what he's going to say. And then we have here the lovers in reverse, emotional bond in reverse. And we are not in love anymore. There is no love in the home, is what he's going to reveal to her. So that is what's going to happen also. So let's calculate that. The Jack is valued at 11. This comes to 25. 25 comes to 7 of hearts, stars. He thinks it would be the right thing to do. He thought it was the right thing to do to be with her. And the stars is also about healing, hope, and renewal. He wants a renewal. He wants to escape. He needs hope. Please give me hope. Give me an adjacent door so I can have some hope. I need a door to open for me so I can get the hell out of there, in essence. And this comes to 10. 10 comes to 3 of diamonds. 3 of diamonds, it's 3 of pentacles, is mastery, skill, and work. It's going to take mastery, skill, and work to get away from her. They're going to have to plan and cultivate it, in essence. They're going to have to use a lot of skill to get away from her because of the way we got here, that she's scapegoating him, and the fact that she is incubus succubus, and that we've got this devil energy in the home and exploring dark thoughts. She's not going to let go of him very easily. So it has to be done under a very calculated plan, in all honesty. And that's the only way to escape someone like that. Who was it? The one woman who left Tom Cruise. What's her name? Katie Holmes. She had to use a burner phone. She had to use a burner phone to divorce Tom Cruise. Harry's going to need a burner phone. And to line up lawyers and all of that. That's how secretive you have to be. When you're divorcing toxic, you got to do it really under the wraps. So yeah, and there are books on that online on how to divorce a narcissist. And so it's going to be a totally different divorce. It's not going to be smooth sailing. And yeah, he's going to have to be really, really sneaky in his plans. And so that's what the Queen will have to help him with. He's definitely going to need her skill and need the skill of the firm to help him escape. So let's ask a pendulum here. Will the firm help him escape the clutches of Markle? Will the firm help Harry escape the clutches of Markle? Will the firm help Harry escape the clutches of Markle? Yes. Yes. All right. Is this what he will be discussing with her when he finally gets to see her? Is this what he will be discussing when he finally gets to see her? Yes. Yes. So I expect it. I hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.